Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Welcome everyone. Welcome to all of you who we have been able to invite to the Nordic House today, and everyone who is streaming from home.
A very warm welcome to those watching our online event from abroad.
Welcome to a digital Faroe Islands. We've been waiting for this day for a long time with excitement. Finally, we get the chance to celebrate that the last solutions in Talgildaförja will be launched to all Faroe Islanders to use. My name is Nikolai Balle, and I am project leader for Talgildaförja. I've been in this project since it started, and today it is my honor to lead the event today. In Talgildaförja, our job has been to develop a joint platform to develop a platform or an infrastructure that citizens and associations and authorities and companies will benefit from. With these last solutions that we are presenting today, the platform is now going complete, and now we can take a giant step towards a digital welfare state where we can use the resources in a sensible way. A infrastructure like this, a digital infrastructure like this, is only beneficial if it's used correctly. Everyone who provides a service, and all of you who develop service, if we are going to benefit from this infrastructure, then everyone needs to develop services that we can offer to citizens and companies. Today I am extremely proud to stand here today and present this project for you. I am proud I'm proud of our team and all of the providers and all the service providers that have put services out on this new platform. These solutions that we are presenting today are on a very high standard, in many cases also very high according to international standards. Today, it's the last solutions that we will be presenting today. Samleikin, which is the EID, and Vangin, the citizen service portal. These last 5 years we've been working on creating solutions, and these solutions are of benefit to companies and to these companies' employees. And with Samleikin and Vangin, we will now be able to give the benefit to citizens also. And we will be hearing more about these solutions today. We'll see how they work and how they function, and we'll be hearing presentations from the Minister of Finance. We will also hear from the partners and from suppliers, and we will also hear some music to rest our ears for a bit. Everything started with a journey. In autumn 2014, 2 ministers from the Faroe Islands went to Estonia. Estonia was and continues to be one of the leading countries when it comes to digitalization. I dare say that this trip was the foundation of the project. The 2 ministers at the time were the Minister of Industry, Johan Dahl, and the Minister of Finance at the time, Jørgen Niklasson, who is again the Minister of Finance, Jørgen Niklasson, and he will now come up and tell us of the importance of this project for the Faroe Islands. Dear listeners, it is an honor to be here today, a tremendous honor, because this has been a project like no other. Today we put ourselves in the leading seat when it comes to digitalization in the whole world. We have created a solution that suits our needs, a world-class solution created in the Faroe Islands. The solution that we see today is fantastic. When I was a boy, I remember how identity needed to be approved. I would go over to the phone, and I had to turn it and turn it and turn it. And then someone replied saying, "This is the station." And I replied saying, "I wanted to talk to my grandmother." "Is your mother going to play bridge tonight?" she asked. And I said yes, and then she connected me to my grandmother. That is how I was identified. But today the safety measures are quite higher. We now fundamentally change the way we communicate with public entities, authorities, and many private companies. We are not following in someone's footsteps. We are cultivating new ground. But maybe the most incredible thing is that this project is based on a bipartisan agreement. All parliament parties have agreed on this project from the very beginning. That is not often the case. Here, even Christina Hoffus, the former Minister of Finance, were in agreement, and even Axel Johannesson and I played on the same team. But here, everything was possible. The adventure could perhaps finish here, but let us look back to the beginning for a while. In autumn 2014, as Minister of Finance, I visited Estonia, accompanied by the Faroese National Revenue Office and the Minister of Industry, Johan Dahl. The purpose of the trip was to visit a leading country in digitalization. Estonia had shown and continues to show that it knew how to lead in groundbreaking digitalization and societal development. Estonia's idea was that digitalization can make operations better and cheaper. When I heard cheaper, then I was all for it. We were kindly welcomed in Estonia. They were proud to show us how they had organized themselves as a digital society. Estonia continues to be an international example today. Even Ban Ki-moon, the General Secretary of the United Nations, said, "Wherever I look, I see how technology is transforming our world for the better. Estonia is contributing to this progress by sharing experience with countries in this region and beyond." Johan Dahl and I were both in agreement with this. Those of us who visited Estonia were in no doubt that there were opportunities in digitalization. The Faroese society could develop further in this area. But how should this be organized? And how are we going to get the political system on board? We worked quickly. There was no mention of this on 2015's annual budget, and it is highly unusual to bring new expenditures late in the year. Political skill was essential in acquiring the necessary money to start the project, which later was called Talgildaförja. It started slowly, but in 2017, a construction law was written, and a project with a budget of 150 million Danish kroners was unanimously approved by Parliament. The government would finance 90 million, municipalities 25 million, and companies 35 million. A unique project. Lots of municipalities didn't want to be a part of it at the beginning, but now we have gotten many more on board. This became a unique project where everyone has collaborated. Torsonar municipality is part of the project, and more will arrive. This is something which we are perhaps not good enough at doing enough of in the Faroe Islands, but this goes to show that it is possible. The goal was a solution for all Faroe citizens, where everyone had access. We have succeeded. Estonians estimate that by going digital, a country can save as much as 2% of GDP. Savings take time, effort, and money into account because we communicate quicker and more securely. One should get services, but one should be interrupted less. And we shouldn't have to provide the same personal information time and again and be on all sorts of different platforms and systems to take care of our most basic errands, or the passwords that we all have. This can be much more simple. It is difficult to put a number on how much is saved, but I am convinced that Talgildaförja or Faroe Islands, where it will be easier to be a citizen and cheaper to run the country. We all agree that the Faroe Islands should be a welfare state, where we help those that need it most. To fund a welfare state in the future and during pandemics, we need to run the country as sensibly as possible. We are headed towards a digital welfare state. Sometimes, like now, during Corona, we will need to use the digital technology quickly, which can produce mixed results. But there is no doubt that digital solutions can make life easier for all citizens by providing quick and secure services. We now have a foundation to work on. In the Faroe Islands, we have previously shown that we are capable of finding unique solutions that suit our society and solve our challenges. Perhaps the best example of this is our contemporary tax system, which was introduced on April 1st, 1984. I'm not a big fan of tax, but I like the solution. I don't know why it's called tax. In Faroese, skatter means like honey, for example, something sweet. something nice you say about a person. Someone asked me if tax is the same as divorce. I'm not sure about that. But this tax is collected from people, and nowhere in the world is there a smarter way of collecting tax from citizens. It is this mentality that makes us one of the world's most developed countries. We demand of ourselves to find solutions that make a difference and solve our problems, not those in other countries. Much has changed since 1984. Our tax collection system is good, but Faroe Islanders work in countries all over the world. Keeping track of all these people and authorities is a big task. It was therefore a goal from the beginning that Talgilafurja would not only digitalize us in the North Atlantic, but the solution also needed to work when we moved across borders. And it does. Talgilafurja is internationally authorized and recognized, and Faroe Islanders living abroad, such as students in Denmark, will experience big improvements. Talgilafurja is a Faroese solution. The Faroese IT industry has blossomed in recent years, and it pleases me that this solution has been created by Faroese companies in close collaboration with international partners, ensuring a high-quality product. Talgilafurja is developed by Faroe Islanders, run by Faroe Islanders, and created for the Faroese people by international standards. That means we have an IT industry that can manage such a task. This is proof of great progress. When it comes to our service providers, we started off on the correct foot. The project budget might seem massive, but because we started from scratch by creating a Faroese solution, we were able to incorporate the public sector, municipalities, and private companies into a collaboration. We used experiences of solutions already created and used current registrations and systems in the Faroe Islands and began together. That is one reason why we have made it across the finish line today. A brilliant technical solution, but first and foremost, a great development of the Faroese society. Dear listeners, like I have mentioned, today is a special day, politically, technically, and for all Faroe Islanders. We aren't following in someone's footsteps. Today, we are pioneers. Our future starts today. With the new solutions we will see today, there is no doubt that life will be easier, more secure, and safer. This is an identity and a platform that we will all adopt. I will finish with the words from Casablanca.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Tack för.
Tack för Jörgen.
Thank you, Jürgen. We are incredibly happy that you and Christina, the former finance minister, and Ban Ki-moon all support this project that we have started here. One of the core elements in identity is to be able to identify people correctly. Identity theft is a growing problem, and it has grave consequences for those affected. To be able to identify people securely and in the right manner is extremely important in the digital world. Samleikin, the E-ID. We will now see how Samleikin works, what opportunities it gives, and before that, I can reiterate that Samleikin has international recognition. We decided early on that all of our solutions were to meet international standards, and this solution also meets EU standards. This means that the security is very high, and it also means that we have an e-ID that can be used all across the EU, and that has lots of opportunities with it. It means that citizens in the Faroe Islands will be able to get services from other EU countries in the future. For example, for students who are applying for universities in EU countries, it can also benefit Faroe Islanders working abroad who have tax issues tax affairs to take care of. The security of this platform is very important, and one of the most important aspects is when people register. It's very important to be able to identify people correctly. That is why we will start by seeing a film that explains how you register, and then we will hear from Jonsvein Simonsen, who is the project manager for Samleikin, and we'll talk about the safety.
Nu får vi da vise til her hvordan du først Samleikan av telefonene eller
smartphone or tablet. You can order Samleikin directly in the app. First, you need to download the app from App Store or Google Play. Have your ID at hand. You will need to take a photo of it later in this video. Begin by opening the app. If you have never used the app before, press the green button, Samleikin, which means order Samleikin, to begin. These are the 7 steps you're going through when ordering Samleikin. Press continue. In order to use Samleikin, you will need to accept the terms. These are some of the terms, but if you like, you can press the link and read them all. Press the box and check the box and press continue. Type in your name, social security number, phone number, and email address. Then press continue. Now you are asked to take a photo of your driving license or ID. We use a driving license as an example. The camera will start automatically. Take a photo of the front of your driver's license. Make sure the photo is clear. Press continue when you have taken the photo. If the photo wasn't good enough, you can take another one. Turn it over and take a photo of the backside. Again, make sure the photo is clear before proceeding. And now for a selfie. If using glasses, make sure the eyes are clearly visible. The camera will start automatically. Take a photo and press continue. Now you will need to choose a password. This is the password you will use every time you log in. The password should be easy to remember, but hard to guess, so be cautious. Repeat the password to ensure you got it right the first time. The password will not be registered anywhere else, so be sure to keep it in mind. Here is a summary of your information. Make sure that the information is correct before proceeding. Press confirm to confirm the information. The order is now complete. We process applications on weekdays where we check if the information is correct and your papers are in accordance with your information. We will notify you when the application is processed. Now you just need to activate Samleikin. In order to do so, just type in your password. Now Samleikin is ready to use. Hello everyone, my name is Jonsvein Simonsen and I am project manager for Samleikin and also operations manager for Talgile Føroyar. What we've seen now is nothing short of fantastic. Today I am very proud of this project that we have worked on. What we are witnessing here today is nothing short of an amazing achievement. To be able to include this technology and all the safety criteria in an app and to recognize that this is the only part of a whole and that this is just the beginning. I will speak a little about the safety of Samleikin, the EID, and secondly I will explain what happens after Birgitta Olsen has applied for Samleikin. And finally, we will see Birgitta log in with Samleikin, with the Samleikin app. I will first say a few words about safety. Samleikin is safe and secure and lives up to international standards and criteria. Like Nikolai said, we have chosen a solution that can live up to international standards and have just recently received international certification, which is the first of its kind in the Faroe Islands. I will also speak a little bit about what happens after Birgitta Olsen has applied, like we saw she did on her phone. In the film, we saw that it is quick, easy and hassle-free to get Samleikin. I can do it from anywhere and at any time. I download the Samleikin app on my phone and start to register my application for Samleikin. I take a photo of my credit card or password, I take a selfie, choose a 6-digit password that is easy for me to remember but difficult for others to guess, and then I send the application. All this is done in one workflow, digitally and simply. The application is then sent to Talgile Føroyar's Registration Authority Office. Here, knowledgeable people run through Birgitta's application. Before they are able to approve the application, a whole host of tests are done to ensure that Birgitta Olsen is indeed who she says she is. The National Registration Office is contacted to see if the information Birgitta has provided is correct. Her proof of identity is checked. As we saw in the film, Birgitta used her driver's license. The license is checked to see if it is real and valid, for example, if it has expired, is broken, or if there is something wrong with the image. These tests are conducted automatically by checking in each system using artificial intelligence. Next up is a manual approval. This is one aspect of the high security level we have talked about. An approval system is implemented using the information in the application and the results of the initial automatic tests. In the registration office, we use what we call the 4 eyes principle. This means that each application in Samleikin is processed and accepted by 2 people. As you can probably tell, there are very many control points that must turn green before the EID can be approved for Birgitta. This is essential because we must ensure that we are dealing with the correct person. When the application is approved, Birgitta will receive a notification by phone. To activate the Samleikin, the EID, Birgitta is asked to provide her 6-digit password, the one she chose earlier. This is to ensure that it is still Birgitta who is handling the phone. Now Birgitta is ready to use Samleikin. It is worth noting that it is important to allow notifications on your phone. Otherwise, Birgitta would not be notified that everything was ready to run. A register receipt then goes from Samleikin via Posta, the postal service, to Birgitta Olsen's registered postal address. This is one more safety step. As you hear, the processing of Birgitta's application takes a while. We want to do all we can to process everything as quickly as possible and continue to make sure the system is secure and safe. We will extend our opening hours if the interest from citizens is big, which we of course hope it will be. Our user service is available by calling 1881, and information can be found on our website, samleikin.fo. Some waiting time is expected in the first few days. Citizens can also, in person, register their EID. If a citizen has a forum password, an in-person visit to the registry office is a requirement. All persons over the age of 15 that have an identification number are able to apply for Samleikin. I will now show you how Birgitta Olsen logs in. Birgitta, she now has Samleikin on her phone. We will now see a short video that shows us the moment Birgitta logs in with the Samleikin app. Note that in the film, in addition to providing her 6-digit password, we see yet another security measure when two images need to match. The image must be approved by Birgitta before she can proceed. And just like in the application, the process of logging in using the Samleikin app is easy, quick and simple. Here is a short film. Finally, I will give the word to some of our providers and partners. We have been fortunate to have the tax authority, as one of the first service providers to incorporate Samleikin, both in their citizen and company portals. 4 main providers have been involved in the building of Samleikin. The Klintra Företele Consortium they've taken care of the development of the system, and Electron has taken care of the operation of the whole Samleikin environment. These companies are Faroese. In addition, Prime Key has supplied the PKI motor, which is part of the central system, and Nexus Group has provided the telephone software. Both of these are foreign companies with offices in Sweden. We have asked them to say a few words today, and here is a greeting from them. Thank you. First up is the CEO of Tax, the National Tax Authority. Tax sees lots of advantages in Samleikin. We have been digital and have used other keys, but we see great opportunities in expanding the key to hopefully all Faroese as soon as possible. We see this as a great advantage.
Det er ikke veldig godt nok at man hver som lærer røyner gjør at hele til der løsner. Og tog dette akkurat rette som kan kvire seg for en det. Det ordentlig godt. Og jeg halte at vi da at ikke fornøren, alle føringen, og lukker vi sine samleggene, og så vender du alle brukerne som kjøtt som gjør det.
Samleikin har haft stor antydning for oss. Vi har finnet en oppgave som særlig avhørt og avgjørende. Startførsene har arbeidet ved eldre og kreativitet ved løsene. Det har vært stort til å komme til arbeides. Flere av startførsene har vært sett i starten sammen med verskapene. Vi har ment dere forelegger, særlig innenfor KT-trikt og moderne KT-arkitektur. Vi vant til samlegging for stor antydning for forelegger. Samlegging er et naturlig sti ut til helsetiden av førjen, og herfra så har det eisen tydning at akkurat helsetiden oppleves og tidligst førisk.
At det strått opp av den raksen at det er samleggene vi først at vi måtte litt akkurat paddle opp på høtten med støye. Vi da finnes noe tøkken inn i paddlen. Vi da finnes noe anpå og foreløkker samtidig som vi følger. Som har gjort at vi tar nære mål bjør rundt nå og hørt år. Til anbøyene og det finnes en raksapad nå har også gjort at vi kunne utvikle akkurat så mange av tingene som kontakt våge av. Foreløkker støy elektronen er litt så markant i forhold til raksapad, kanskje selv innenfor Linux-økje. Jeg vet også at det ikke folk nere fra høy, føringer som har vært nere arbeid for jobb, som har litt akkurat vidnerstøy markant oppfra, som helst ikke kan brukes langt ting.
Prime has been involved with national identity projects for well over its beginning, and personally I've been involved with national ID projects for about 15 years. The national ID project in the Faroe Islands has definitely been one of the highlights of my career and of Prime Keys. As you all might know, this project has a number of firsts in the world. It is it has employed one of the leading technologies, leading methods, the new EIDAS standards, EIDAS certified, and is definitely a world-class implementation of how identity should be implemented in the world. I think this is something that we should all be proud of. We wish the authority all the best and all success in delivering this project. It's been a pleasure to be involved with this project, and I wish everyone all the best. Thank you.
First, we in Nexus really want to congratulate both the people involved in this project and as well all your citizens for now having what we believe is one of the most modern national EID solutions in the world. I would also like to express my gratitude for the excellent collaboration we had so far. I believe things has always been very transparent, and with that said, we really wish you a successful launch, and we in Nexus will of course continue to support you on this journey.
Thank you, Jan Svein. This is certainly a solution that we can be very proud of. We will finish off about Samleikin. I want to say a little bit about the name and the logo. Faroese company, creative company Sendestovan has developed and created this name and logo. Sendestovan has said a few words about this logo. Samleikin means both identifying and logging in. As such, Samleikin's logo represents an eye and a key. Samleikin means that which identifies a person or a society. Today we talk about our own personal identity, of the Faroese identity. Even companies have their own identities. And now we have our own digital identity, Samleikin. We will now move focus and talk about the project Digitalization. It started about 5 years ago. I will now take a journey with you through these past 5 years, why we went ahead with this project, what goals we set ourselves, what the results have been, and what will happen from now on. In 2014, when the first idea of digitalization started, we could see that the Faroe Islanders were lagging behind when it comes to digitalization. The UN has done some research about digitalization across the world, and there are three main parameters that they look at. They look at how well citizens use these services. They look at the internet in the country, and they look at the supply of digital services. The first two parameters we have plenty of here in the Faroe Islands, but the third parameter is not that much. We have had some companies that have offered this, but as a whole, it has not been, the supply has not been great. We can also say that the development of the Faroese solutions has been very fragmented and not a joint effort. We wanted to reach a place where everything was more coordinated and centralized. The first we did was to do a digital strategy, which we did in 2015. 25th of June, in this particular building that we're standing in today, this digital strategy was handed. It was a collaboration between lots of different people, and many of those people on these images are here today. The digital strategy looked at four main core elements for the digital infrastructure. These four cornerstones, grunddatur, or basic data. We wanted the project to support the fact that data about people and about land, about property, about companies should be as easily accessible as possible. This is very important data when it comes to digitalization, and lots of public sector need this data to be able to offer digital services. We also needed a platform where we could move this data back and forth safely and securely, and that became Helden or X-Road. And then these last two solutions which we're talking about today, Samleikin, which we have talked about, and Vangin, which we will talk about later. When we started the digital strategy, we set a goal. These are some of the goals. For example, to be more effective and to be more modern, and to get more people to move back to the Faroe Islands, for example. These last 5 years, a lot has happened. We have collaborated with lots of Faroese providers. There have been many people involved, both Faroe Islanders and foreigners. The project has also been covered a lot in international media, for example, because the project has been ambitious and it's been digitalization of a whole nation. A lot has happened on this journey. To take a few things, to pick a few things out, like Jürgen said, there have been two different coalition governments that have been working with this. Here you can see the former Minister of Finance, Kristina Hoffos, and here you can see the different agreements that we have made with the different entities, and Nordic cooperation, for example. And here are some more images. Here we had a workshop about the names that we would be, the titles that we would give all these different platforms. As you can see, it has been a very wide range of different activity. But a project like this is nothing without the people that have been involved. And lots of people have been involved in this. We have the team at Talgilafurjar. It has been an honor for me to work with people that have been so dedicated and passionate in developing solutions for the Faroese society. We have also collaborated with providers, for example, Klintra Fyrirtæli, who have developed the Samleikin. Electron, they have also run the operations and other things. Formula and also a Finnish company called E-Systems that have worked on Vangin. We have had other providers such as Centerstovan and Sanser and Katihuset and others who have helped out. And last but not least, we've had the Revenue Office. The Talgilafurjar is part of the Revenue Office organization, and without the functions and the services that they provide, it would be very difficult for us to reach our goals. So we're obviously very thankful for that. As a whole, you can see there are a lot of people involved in this project. There are also service providers that have been a part of this project. We have had the Faroese Vehicle Administration, for example, the Genetic Biobank of the Faroe Islanders, Tórshavn Municipality, Electron, lots of different service providers. All in all, a great host of people. This has been a lot of fun for us to be a part of. As the Minister of Finance said, the project is funded partially by government and partially by municipalities and partially by companies. Here you can see the municipalities and the companies that have been a part of this project, and we hope more will be added. The project was initially estimated to cost 150 million Faroese kroners or Danish kroners, but because it has not been possible to get all the funding from the external companies, we have had 127 million kroners budget to work with. For this budget, we have been able to provide Samleikin. Samleikin is a login solution, but it is also a digital signature solution, which can be used in many different ways. We have also provided Vangin and Helden X-Road and the other. We have worked with the Environment Agency, for example, on a host of different solutions. We have scanned land register so that the public can look up property. We have strengthened the people register as well. And we have also had a look at the map of the Faroe Islands, a new portal that offers digital map solutions. There are a few things that we were not able to provide because there was some money that we still needed. We still needed to work on a few things. When this money is available, we will still be able to work quickly on this because much has already been developed. But what happens now? The project was set to be a 5-year project from 16 to 20. In 2021, we have been provided some money on the annual budget, and we also have money from some of the municipalities that have decided to be part of the project. That funding makes it possible for us to work on a business register, which many people would like to have. We would also want many more services on Vangin. There are lots of entities and companies that want to be able to offer their services on the Vangin. And we also want to be able to word a new digital strategy. The one that we worded in 2015 has been what we've been working towards, and has been very important in the work process, helping us to look forward. In 2022, we want to be able to be working in accordance with a new digital strategy that is a collaboration between all these different entities. I will finish this section off by hearing some greetings from people abroad. Estonia has been an example of a country that we have been inspired by. We have also been inspired by visits in Denmark. And we've also looked at how Samleikin can live up to EU standards. But here we will hear some greetings from the Danish Agency of Digitization, and we will hear from the Faroese ambassador to the UN, which is the first person. This is Elin Mortensen, Faroese ambassador to the UN. Good day to you all, and congratulations with the digital EID Samleikin and the citizen service portal Vangin. This is truly a breakthrough for the Faroe Islands and all Faroe Islanders. Here in Brussels, digitalization is among the highest of priorities of the EU Commission that works under the slogan, "A Europe fit for the digital age." Among the many goals is the development of a joint EU digital identity. That Untitled Chapter were so visionary in making sure that the EID received international recognition and approval, and that Samleikin meets EU rules and regulations, means that we can start working towards an EU approval of Samleikin, so Faroe Islanders will be able to use Samleikin in Europe in the future. This will make it much easier to work with digital affairs in mainland Europe. I wish you all the best with the launch and a very good day today. Thank you. This is Dick.
My name is Siim Sikkut. I'm the government CIO for Estonia, and I'm very happy to send this small video note to Faroe Islands and congratulate you on the great work you have been doing on building up digital infrastructure for digital government and digital services. In Estonia, we started going digital really for the reasons that was the way to pull off the challenge of being a fully fledged country. And I think being digital clearly has the biggest value in small places like Faroe Islands as well, where we have to do everything we can to deliver for the people, just like bigger countries or bigger places are doing. Now, of course, from a Estonian point of view, we are especially happy that you have joined us in the use of X-Road, the great platform to have secure data exchange between whatever parts of government and even beyond. If there are things we can help out from Estonian side, just ask. And with that, tusen takk and good luck with your efforts.
Next up is Rikke Haugard-Seberg, CEO of the Danish Agency for Digitization. Dear all, I'm very pleased to be able to take part in this event, even though it can only be via a video greeting from Copenhagen. Our digital journey started approximately 20 years ago. Since we started, we have created solutions such as NemID, Digital Post, and Borger.dk, which most Danish citizens now use every day. We have created digital solutions that are not seen in many other countries. Now the Faroe Islanders are launching a digital service platform, and I guarantee you'll be pleased with it. It is, of course, important that our EIDs will speak with one another so we can ensure a link between the two. I look forward to seeing the Faroe Islands and Denmark working together to create a framework that will benefit all citizens and companies in the kingdom. It is with great pleasure that I can take part today and wish the Faroe Islanders and the Faroe Islands a huge congratulations with your new national digital service platform. Good luck with the launch, and thank you for allowing me to take part today. This is Turi F. Ager from Bank Nordic. A joint digital identity is important for our customers and citizens in general in order to take care of their personal affairs in a safe and simple manner with companies and authorities. Digitalization has been prioritized, and as a bank we want to be part of it and support that work. We hope this is merely the first step and that we as a country will continue to work on digitalizing even more in the Faroese society. One example could be property registration, which is not digital today. By digitalizing those processes, you create better and clearer procedures, and the customer experiences will also be much better. We will now rest our ears a bit from digitalization and will welcome a musical segment. We will now hear from a swing trio called Sway. Let's stand and welcome them.
You like my style, you like my smile, well why don't you make me know it? You like my walk, you like my talk, well there's only one way to show it. If you want to shake my hand, like they do it in Harlem, stick your hand right out and shout, give me some skin, my friend, step right up and take your stand. You don't have to be timid, stick your hand right out and shout, give me some skin, my friend, smack it, whack it. Let your hand rotate, show it, blow it, put it in your pocket till a future day. If you want to shake my hand, like they do it in Harlem, stick your hand right out and shout, give me some skin, my friend. If you like my style, we'll show it. If you like my smile, let me know it. If you like my walk, please tell me. If you like my talk, well skin me, Papa, skin me. If you want to shake my hand, like they do it in Harlem, baby, stick your hand right out and shout, give me some skin, my friend. Step right up and take your stand. You don't have to be timid, baby. Stick your hand right and shout, give me some skin, my friend. Smack it, whack it, my friend. Let your hand rotate, show it and blow it. Put it in your pocket till a future day. Step right up and shake my hand, like they do it in Harlem today. How do they do it? Just stick your hand out and give out with a shout. Give me some skin, my friend. If you want to shake my hand, like they do it in Harlem, stick your hand right out and shout, give me some skin. Give me some skin. Give me some skin, my friend.
Hi, our name is Sway, Katrina, Vanya, and Mariana. We're happy to be able to perform for you. We'll sing one more song, and this song is called Boogie Woogie. The Andrews sisters sing these two songs. We hope this makes you relax a bit.
He was a famous jumping man from my Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was gone with the draft. He's in the army now, a blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. They made him blow a bugle for his Uncle Sam. It really brought him down because he couldn't jam. The captain seemed to understand, because the next day the cap went out and drafted a band. And now the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. I toot, I toot, I toot the attitude. He blows it A to the bar. In boogie rhythm, he can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar is playing with them. He makes the company jump when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He was a boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. And when he plays boogie woogie bugle, he was busy as a bee. And when he plays, he makes the company jump way to the bar. He's a boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. Toot 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 the yada, toot the yada, toot toot. He blows it A to the bar, and he can't blow a note in the bass. The guitar isn't with him. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. He puts the boys asleep with boogie every night and wakes them up the same way in the early bright. They clap their hands and stamp their feet because they know how he plays. When someone gives him a beat, he really breaks it up when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. Ba 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 dum, ba 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 dum, ba 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 dum, ba 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 ba. And the company jumps when he plays reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B.
That were very swinging notes, and we will move to something else that we think swings very well. That's Vangin. First, I would like to say a few words about the logo and the identity behind Vangin. Again, it's Sendestovan who have created, and they say Samleikin ties in unconditionally with Vangin, because you use Samleikin to access Vangin. While Samleikin represented an eye, and a key, Vangin's logo represents a person and a keyhole. According to the Faroese dictionary, Vangin means the side of a face or cheek. When we started using social media, the word venture took on a new meaning, replacing the English word profile. This new meaning is also a little intangible, with various other meanings. But we are once more breathing new life into the word, because from now on, Faroe Islanders will be talking about a tangible Vangin. In the digital strategy for Untitled Chapter, there were some criteria for Untitled Chapter. The main idea was to create a joint portal where citizens received information about themselves, where they had a digital postbox, where they could see different documents, and a calendar where they could see appointments, and with appointments with the public sector and also with private companies. I talked about the different goals, and the Minister of Finance also talked about this. For example, the fact that we wanted this portal service to work in a way where people only had to put their information in once, and you interrupted them as little as possible. The fact that it is not necessary for you to provide your personal information every time, but that information was shared, or was stored rather, in one location. And we also wanted to provide digitalization for everyone, to as many citizens as possible. We also wanted to modernize the society and also to effectivize things. We will now go on a journey through Vangin, and for that we will hear from Lily Dam Hansen, who is project manager at Vangin. She will talk about Vangin, and Osla Dam Jakobsen, Osla is our UX, user experience consultant, and she will help Lily. She will help with Lily's presentation. Thank you, Nikolai. It is an honor to be a part of Digitalization from the beginning. I was part of the digital strategy once it started, and then I've been project manager for X-Road, known as Helden, and after that for the Citizen Service Portal, also known as Vangin. It is my pleasure to take you on a journey through Vangin today. Here you can see the front page of Vangin. It includes lots of information about what can be found on the Citizen Service Portal without the need to log in. Here we see the service providers, the ones that are from the start, for example, Tórshavn Municipality, the Environment Agency, Genetic Biobank, Faroese Vehicle Administration, the Faroese Tax Authority, and the Department of Social Services. And we also see the self-services that service providers provide on Vangin, grouped by topic. For example, we see retirement pension and building permits. We have a total of 27 self-services at the moment, with more on the way. The next big one is that you will be able to register your vehicles in Vangin. There's a lot of information on the website about, for example, Vangin, how to use the service, about support, and about how to get Vangin as an app on your phone and tablet. And we're very pleased to say that Vangin is in English and also in Faroese. Now let's log into Vangin. For this bit, my name will be Sally Kragsten. I'm a busy mother with lots to do. It's often challenging for me to have an overview of appointments and deadlines for me and my children. It is often difficult for me to know who I'm supposed to turn to take care of certain affairs. For example, if I need to apply for financial student aid or financial child support. I start off by logging into Samleikin. I provide my identification number and log in. I see, and I log in using the app.
Come on, it's new. Ajan, 06, 75, 06. Ja. Nu kommer en flott mynd.
I see an image of a... Here we can see an image of a Faroese bird, but in any case it's always images from the Faroe Islands. And then I also receive a notification on my phone. I need to verify that the image is the same as the one I see when I log in on the desktop. I then provide my password, which is the one I chose myself and only I am aware of. And I am now logged into Vangin on the desktop. Here I see my name, Sally Kragsten. I can see my digital mailbox called Mailbox. I've used this for many years, but here is a new and improved version. Here I see a calendar that includes appointments and deadlines from all the service providers for me and my children that are under 18. I then receive a notification, just like on Facebook, when I receive a new email in Mailbox, or I receive a new appointment in my calendar. Another great thing is that I am also notified shortly before the appointment as a reminder. I think this is really cool, and I hope lots of service providers will use this method of communication with me in the future. I can see here that I have an appointment. My vehicle is supposed to go to an inspection appointment, but my father-in-law turns 60 years old that day, so I need to go in and see if I can reschedule. I then go on to Akstovan's site. I can choose the appointment and decide to change it. I can choose location, I can choose date and time. And now I'm talking directly to the vehicle administration, and I can then approve. On Akstovan's website, as Sally, I can see information about myself that was already registered, and Akstovan now has a way of showing me this information. This is more transparent now. I can see my driver's license, I can see an overview of my vehicles, if I have any unpaid bills, my registration documents, an overview of all the vehicles I've ever owned. I can see vehicle inspection appointments, all sorts of different information. And none of this information is saved in Vangin. This is one of the main strengths of Vangin. All the data in, for example, Akstovan's system is saved in their system. So when I, as a citizen, log into Vangin with Samleikin and I choose Akstovan, a safe call is made across X-Road to Akstovanna using my identification number. Only information about me is shown on Vangin, and when I log out, all this information is off Vangin. Vangin does not save any information. It's a complete decentralized solution. But as a citizen, I have all the information available to me in one place. As you can see, Sally, will now try to apply for a parking permit. I choose Tórshavn municipality. I look at the different services that they can provide. I choose parking permit, and the first I do is I allow that my data is collected from the National Registration Office and Akstovan, and that this information can be used in this application. It's good to know that Vangin won't share my data between service providers unless I give them permission to. This means that Vangin respects the personal data law, and no one will have access to all my information, personal information, except for me. When the application is sent, I can go in and see the application process at Tórshavn municipality in Vangin. The application for my parking permit has been received, and I can see. I can look at their page again, Tórshavn municipality's page in Vangin. So I can see now that the application that I sent in has been received, and I can go under another section, and I can see that they have also received my application for a building permit, but that they have not processed this application yet. When I apply for something, then the application is sent straight to the service provider. But I, as a citizen, also receive a copy of that application, and I receive a receipt in my Mailbox, in my digital mailbox. On this page, I can always look at everything that I have applied for. I also want to show something because I think this will be of great interest for most Faroe Islanders. And this is our Genealogy Registry. We're very pleased that the Genealogy Registry is available now when we go live. I'm confident that many people will be interested in using this. This allows me to travel far back in time to see my family tree, going back to year 1000 in some cases. If I see something that I think is incorrect, or if I have additional information that is missing, I can send this to the National Archive Museum, where my information will be looked at and either rejected or accepted. And if it's accepted, then the Genealogy Registry will then be updated. I can also search in my family tree as well. There are very good search functions there. If we go back to the front page, my front page, then I can also see Samleikin. One thing that we think is very important in this day and age is transparency. Here I am able to see when and where I have used my Samleikin, my EID. As a citizen, I can always see when and where I have used my EID. The last thing I want to mention is this huge person in the bottom corner. This has to do with access. So access to Vangin and Samleikin and all of Digitalization for people with disabilities has been a very important part of our work, that we want to meet international standards when it comes to access. We have implemented a good help tool in Vangin. I can choose lots of options such as larger text or different background colors, or links can be highlighted, for example. Lots of different tools that can be used. One of the best things is that I will also be able to have the text read aloud in Faroese. This will be ready. This function will be ready very soon. Vangin is also a mobile app. We are very happy for this app and proud of it. If I then have the app on my phone, and what if I then lose my phone, or and someone uses my phone, do they then have access to my information? And this is not the case. To be able to log into Vangin on my mobile device, you will still need to use Samleikin. So as long as you are the only one who knows this this password, then no one will be able to access Vangin on your phone, even if it's stolen, for example. We are very proud, and it's very good to have impressive solutions and impressive technology, but in Digitalization we want all citizens to be our focus. And the goal is for Vangin is to make the lives of Faroese citizens easier and safer, both Faroe Islanders in the Faroe Islands and Faroe Islanders abroad. This was our journey through Vangin, and now we will hear some greetings from our IT providers, Formula and E-Systems, and we will also hear from two service providers, the Department of Social Services and Tórshavn Municipality. This is Gerst Johansson, who works with software solutions at Formula. With Talgilaförja, we have centralized relevant knowledge and skills. And together with the fact that Talgilaförja received the necessary funding, we have ensured that the public sector can complete tasks that would otherwise probably not be possible in the Faroe Islands. I think there are lots of advantages with Vangin, because it means citizens have one point of contact, regardless if they are looking for services from the public sector or from municipalities. By grouping these services in one platform, it makes it accessible for citizens no matter where they are located. It is easy to add new services because building on a pre-existing platform makes it easy to go from idea to action without the need to make large investments. The Faroe Islands is a small society, which means we need to build solutions that suit the Faroese society. Our finances are limited, forcing us to build solutions that are more flexible and suit our needs. With Vangin, we get solutions that are flexible and user-friendly. At Formula, we are delighted to have been part of this process of developing Vangin. This has been an exciting project, and we have really invested in it. Congratulations to Talgilaförja and all Faroe Islanders with Vangin and Samleikin. This is Lars Black, IT manager at Tórshavn Municipality. He says, Vangin makes it possible for us to improve procedures in our affairs with citizens and companies. This means we can increase our customer service and decrease the time it takes to provide services. We have a host of services on Vangin, and more will follow. This platform also allows us to re-evaluate some of these services that we already offer, because we now have other ways of providing services. Another important element is that citizens and companies can feel like they are closer to us as a municipality, because they are always able to take care of their affairs and are also able to see how far along certain affairs have been processed. Our main focus has been on making sure citizens have one central place to take care of personal affairs and not have to log in various places, because certain services are located, or because where certain services are located can differ. It was also important that the process be as simple as possible for citizens. This is why we have collaborated with Talgilaförja.
It's the best ever product I was working. It's, for me, for 20 years in IT, I will definitely say this is the most amazing and most demanding service I ever built in my life. It was hectic because you feel the demand of the product which coming to be served to whole nation. It means that every Faroe Islanders will use the services, and it will have more than 10 different associated organizations there, like Axtovan and others, and you really wanted to make sure that all of them work together perfectly in a united way. Just imagine, you live there, and you have your child gets sick, and you have appointment to Axtovan in Tórshavn. What you will do? Will you send a letter to them that you want to change appointment, or what you will do? You go, you open your app, you open your map app, you see that you have appointment for tomorrow, and voila, it changed. You have a new time for next week. Is it changing the life of this person? Yes. For our Islanders, congratulations with the best ever portal which to digitalize your country. I'm happy of you.
This is Hadler Thomsen, who works at the Department of Social Services. The Department of Social Services has a large administration that sends over 15,000 decisions to citizens regarding various public service applications. Therefore, it is important for us to improve our work procedures, and we saw Vangin as a good opportunity to improve our casework. We are very excited about Vangin because technically it will allow for only a few minutes from the time a citizen has applied until he or she receives a response. In the future, it might allow for an automation of the easiest cases, allowing our employees to put more time and effort into other work. I can understand why people are very excited, because we think that the services that this provides is a fantastic service. I mentioned that there were 7 providers, and we hope that we will be able to include more in the future. The next topic is something that we have talked about a little bit before. This is digitalization for everyone. About 1 year ago, we did some research to see how the situation was within digitalization in the Faroe Islands. The conclusion was that, as a whole, Faroe Islanders are ready to adapt to a digital age. They use the net bank, and most believe that the digital services are secure and just as secure as they are offered elsewhere in other countries. But there is still a group of people who are not as comfortable with digital services. In Denmark, we see that there are approximately 10% who have challenges with digital solutions. This can be people with cognitive or physical impediments, and we want to, of course, think about these people throughout the whole process. We have collaborated with MEGT, and we have also collaborated with the Center for Visually Impaired and with the Association for Elderly, for example. And we want all these different entities to use this solution, this platform. Today we have Tóra Vichelto, who represents a large part of these, a large group of people. And she will talk a little bit more about the opportunities and challenges that Talgilafurjar offers. National digitalization of the Faroe Islands. The purpose is to create a national digital infrastructure for the Faroe Islands, making it easier for citizens and authorities to communicate using data. At first, when I heard easier to communicate, I had doubts. My reaction was to ask, easier for whom? I continued to read. In short, the digitalization means that citizens and companies can communicate securely and digitally with the public sector, and that public administrative services are available online. I asked myself, secure, but for whom? Around 10,000 Faroese citizens find it challenging to use IT solutions with text, and people that carry some sort of disability often face challenges in their daily lives when it comes to digital solutions. This number is an estimate based on foreign numbers. Today's society must ensure digital inclusion and access for everyone. That is the reason why I am standing here today. I am the chairwoman in MEGT, the National Society for Persons with Developmental Handicaps, which includes 24 member associations. 24, but that number could be higher. This goes to show how intricate this area is. 3 years ago, I refused to take part in a short film about Talgilafurjar's work. Put simply, I had doubts about how this was going to turn out. Today, I see things differently. I saw challenges in getting all Faroese citizens to use the digital solution. But at the same time, I also knew that technology can help people who have some form of impediment by making their lives easier and by strengthening their competence and relations. So why not also find a Faroese digital solution? To reach this goal, it was important that a variety of citizens had the opportunity to test the system. The goal was, and still is, for Faroese citizens to be as self-sufficient online as possible, and to be able to have a digital identity that also provides a safe digital signature. A digital identity makes it possible to develop digital services. Authorities and others must be able to communicate securely. Additionally, data security must be top quality, and the basic data must be standardized and quality developed so it is easily accessible for everyone who needs it. Untitled Chapter have made sure of this. They have shown interest in reaching a wide-ranging group of people. Blind and visually handicapped persons, those with difficulties reading and writing, those with cognitive or physical challenges. Thank you. The solution was neither easy or quick, and we will continue to experience adjustments and changes. Perhaps some will provide feedback about things that have been missed, and that is fine. Simple is good. Simple means good solutions that function for everyone. Blanket design is an architectural concept. It means that buildings, products, services, and the environment are aesthetic and usable by everyone. This mentality suits an inclusive and equal society. When discussing access, Article 9 in the UN Charter says that people with disabilities should be able to live independently and participate fully in all aspects of life. Therefore, the government of the Faroe Islands should set relevant activities in motion to ensure that people with disabilities, just like everyone else, have access to information and communication, information technology, communication technology and systems, and other amenities and services that are available and offered to the public. This will remove obstacles in information, communication, and other services, including technological and emergency services. For many with disabilities, new technology has provided new opportunities. MEGT and its member associations have communicated about Untitled Chapter since 2015, at first with some unrest, but trust has gradually grown since. I have asked some who have tested the system about their experiences when they have tested. One person replied, "I have been a test person on behalf of our area, so I have tested the system on a regular basis while it was being developed. It has been a joy to experience how accessible they have managed to create the EID. Often, we are not able to fully experience the system, and often we need to ask others for help to deal with personal affairs. But in this case, I felt completely self-sufficient because I was able to do everything myself. So thumbs up to Klintra, Ferjatele, and Untitled Chapter, who have developed the system." I am optimistic. Thank you for allowing MEGT to take part today. Good luck in continuing to develop everything, and congratulations on this new chapter in Faroese history, when all citizens of the Faroe Islands can experience the national digital infrastructure. Finally, Faroese citizens will have their own digital identity, and with it, access to the new digital service portal that gathers all sorts of services in one location. Samleikin is a digital login and signature that meets international digital ID standards, and it is for everyone. Again, thank you.
Ja, tack för Tora.
Thank you, Tora. There is no doubt that even though we have come a long way in offering solutions that are very broad, we look forward to working on more solutions for all citizens. The last person to present today will be Leif Abrahamsen. He is the CEO at the National Revenue Office. He has lots of experience with digitalization, and he will talk about the benefit of digitalization and how we can continue to digitalize in the future.
Hello.
Thank you, Nikolai. Thank you that you've reached the goal that we are hearing about today. Thank you to the Ministry of Finance. Thank you that I could be so rich, not on my bank account, but to be able to be a part of this great project that has really been fantastic to work on. There's no doubt that something like this, a project like this, costs a lot of money. I've heard that this is a very expensive project, but expensive compared to what? The Samleikin, the ID, cost 60 million Danish kroners, and if we compare to what other countries spend, this is only a very, very small amount compared to others. Others have spent many hundreds of millions. We hear today that this is a state-of-the-art system. And so this is not a lot of money compared to other countries. And if we compare to other projects in the Faroe Islands, when we talk about infrastructure, is this expensive or cheap? I don't know, but if we compare with other projects, if we talk about infrastructure, if we talk about sitting in a car or sitting in front of a computer, then you can say that waiting time costs. We will get a tunnel in Suðuroy next year, and this tunnel will cost between 103 and 125 million. 200 cars will drive through the tunnel each day. Samleikin costs 60 million, and if we perspectivize this a little bit and compare it to how Nemi Day is used, for example, then Samleikin will be used approximately 30,000 times a day. So compared to other infrastructure projects in the Faroe Islands, then this project is certainly not expensive. Vangin costs 30 million kroners. 30 million kroners, is that a lot of money or not? Yes, it is. It's a lot of money, but what sort of benefit will Vangin give to the society? I've also had a look at the numbers here. Vangin. How much time will we save using these services? So, for example, if we need to change a time for a vehicle, then you need to call the vehicle administration. Then you call, and then you can choose 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and you're number 10 in line, and then you stop calling because you're number 10 in the queue. And then, if you stop doing that, then someone will come and take your registration plate. Using Vangin will take 1 minute, and it will save a lot of time for citizens. So there have been research done. 1 minute of waiting time costs approximately 5 million kroners. Borgar DK in Denmark has approximately 5,000. So there are approximately 500,000 times. a year that they log in. If we compare this to the Faroe Islands, then there is, so he's just talking about if we compare to other countries, then we can see that there is a great cost benefit in using all of these different services. I feel that the benefits are great for the Faroese society. I've been in this game for approximately 30 years, loads of different changes. Almost every single day I've experienced some sorts of changes taking place. Large, major systems have been changed, and functions have been changed, and lots of jobs aren't even available today. They don't even exist. So approximately 1/3 of the jobs, approximately 1/3 of the people that are working today compared to many years ago. And the amount of work being done and the effectiveness of this work is much, much greater than it used to be. This also means that it also has some disadvantages. We're also moving more and more. We're pushing people away from jobs. We're using more and more computers. And everything that happens is out of mind. We lose the feeling of what's happening. And this gives us different challenges when it comes to security and safety. And when things happen and something major happens, a mistake happens, then these consequences can be catastrophic. So it's very important that we have systems that can follow up and can follow the work taking place, so we can ensure a safe future. So what we need now is more people that are educated in this area and also looking at artificial intelligence. We are now looking at how we're also looking at the different systems and how computers talk to each other. So the systems are becoming a lot smarter. We're also, he's just talking about how we're starting to use artificial intelligence more widely at the Revenue Office. And there is various surveillance that takes place of different money transactions and things happening between different computers. This artificial intelligence is able to look at this and pick up on these things. It is very important that we look at these solutions as well when it comes to surveillance. The other challenge that we have is knowledge. To run systems like this requires very knowledgeable people. I predict that there will be a great development of these services and solutions, and these solutions will work in a very complex way together. We will need this type of knowledge, new knowledge and more people who are experts in this area. There have been a research that was done recently and looking at IT expertise in the Faroe Islands, and the percentage of people that work within IT in the Faroe Islands is much less than our neighboring countries, for example. So in the Faroe Islands, approximately 2.8% of the workforce works within IT, where leading countries in this area, for example, Denmark, Sweden, Estonia, Iceland, have approximately 6% of their workforce that work in IT. And in January this year, there was another research done, and these countries have moved even further along, and I doubt if this number has changed a lot here in the Faroe Islands. This will be a huge challenge for us when we need to lift all these challenges in the future. IT industry here in the Faroe Islands has said that we need more stable framework to work under before they can employ more people. And in phase 2, we will look at this. We will look at a more long-term solution in this area. I want to finish off by talking about digitalization. In the Faroe Islands, we're about 50,000 people, and we run one of the most developed countries in the world, a welfare state according to the Scandinavian model, where we have almost all the same services as anywhere else in the world. Faroe Islanders are very good at what we do, and what we've done now with Untitled is like conducting a heart surgery at the hospital. You can see the collaboration that has taken place between so many different partners and entities. We have digitalized the Faroe Islands, and we have some core elements, some core cornerstones. We can mention all of these different providers, the tax authority and the vehicle administration and the Department of Social Services, one system that collaborates all these. And we have really good solutions here. And I have no doubt that these solutions means that we can run one of the best welfare states in the world. My wife said, "Leif, can you please stop talking? Please just enjoy this day. Can you just enjoy that you have been a part of this process?" And I said, if I want to be a part of the process, then the day tomorrow is even more important, because you need to continuously move ahead. If you live the day yesterday, then you're too late. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations to everyone who's been involved in this. This has been fantastic. Thank you.
Tusen takk for Leif. Så du har vært der hovedlæringar.
Thank you, Leif. Very interesting remarks. We will now launch the system for all Faroe Islanders to use. I wanted to show you how the system works. You can take your phone. I am now going to download Samleikin on my phone, which is the first step for everyone. I'm now on my phone. I will choose the App Store. If you have Android, you can choose Google Play. I will then use the search function and write Samleikin. And then I can just choose to download it. When this is done, for me and for everyone else, then I can go and register to get my own digital identity. You can use your passport or your driver's license, and then you have then started using some of the solutions that we have done in Digitalization. And then after this, you can go in and get Vangin, so you can start using that as well. I will end by wishing everyone congratulations, and we hope that this will be of benefit to all the Faroe Islands. These are, at the moment, the services that you can use. Samleikin, you can use it at the tax authority, tax, and Electron, Muinrokning, and also for Vangin at Digitalization. Next year, the banks will be included as well, and there will be more and more service providers included. I will finish off by saying thank you for today. For those of you sitting here today, you're welcome to a small reception afterwards, and we can talk together about what we've heard today. Thank you for today, and congratulations.